My child, pause for a moment, and let this settle into your spirit, because you did not arrive here by accident. I arranged this moment before you ever opened it, and I timed it to reach you at the exact place your heart has been aching. You have been carrying a quiet question for a long time, one you have been almost afraid to say out loud. Will love ever really find me? Am I meant to walk this road alone? Tonight, I want to answer you myself. Not with a fortune and not with a trick, but with the truth of what I have been doing in the unseen while you waited. So hear me say it plainly, my beloved. I am preparing someone for you, not a fantasy, not a wish, but a real person that I set apart for your life. And I am forming them in the same fire I have been forming you in. You have not been overlooked. You have not been forgotten in some corner while everyone else was chosen. The very length of your wait is not a measure of my forgetfulness. It is a measure of how carefully I am building what I intend to give you. As it is written in Genesis 2 verse 18, I said it is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him. That word suitable means matched, fitted, made to correspond. I am not sending you just anyone, my child. I am preparing the one who fits the person I made you to be. Let me speak to the loneliness first, because it has told you lies, my beloved. The empty seasons whispered that something must be wrong with you, that everyone else finds love easily while you keep waiting, that maybe you are too much, or not enough, or simply unlucky in the one area that matters most to your heart. Hear me clearly. The loneliness was never rejection. It was protection. I have been keeping you from the counterfeits so that you would still be whole and unbroken when the real one arrives. Every wrong door I closed on purpose. Every connection that faded, I let fade because it could not carry the weight of what I am building. You did not lose those things because you failed, my beloved. You were spared them because I was protecting a future you could not yet see. I saw the lonely nights, my child. I saw you sit at weddings and celebrations with a real smile on your face, while a quiet ache burned underneath it. I saw you scroll past the happiness of others and wonder when your turn would come. I saw you come home to a silence that felt heavier some nights than others. I saw you pray the prayer you were almost embarrassed to pray, the one that just asked to not be alone. I heard every one of those prayers, and I never once thought they were small or unspiritual. The longing for love is not a weakness in you, my beloved. I placed it there. I am the one who said it is not good to be alone. So the very ache you have tried to hide from me is an ache, I understand, because I designed you for connection, and I do not plant a hunger I do not intend to feed. So tell me you know you were seen in it. In the comments type, you saw every lonely night. Say it, my child, because the moment you name it, you take back every evening you believed no one noticed the empty chair beside you. And here is what those lonely seasons were really doing. My beloved, they were not a punishment, and they were not a verdict on your worth. They were a refining. In the waiting, I was teaching you to find your wholeness in me first, so that you would come to love not from a place of desperation but from a place of fullness. A person who has learned to be at peace alone brings something healthy into a union that a person running from loneliness never can. I was not withholding love from you. I was preparing you to receive it well, so that when it comes you will not cling to it out of fear, but hold it with open and grateful hands. And I want you to understand why the timing matters so much, my beloved. If I had brought this person a year ago, or 2 or 5, you might not have been ready to steward them. You might have brought old wounds into the union and bled on someone who never cut you. You might have mistaken intensity for love, or chosen from a place of fear instead of wholeness, or given your heart to someone before I had finished preparing either of you. The delay was never about withholding good from you. It was about aligning 2 stories, yours and theirs, so that they would meet at the exact moment both of you were ready to honor what the other carries. A rushed introduction would have risked the whole promise. So I took the time to do it right, because I do not just want you to find love, I want you to keep it. So when you feel the frustration of the wait, my child, remember that I am not indifferent to your longing. I feel it with you, but I love you too much to hand you the right person at the wrong time and watch it break under the weight of unreadiness. I am not a God who does things halfway. When I finally bring you together, it will not be a fragile thing you have to anxiously protect, my child. It will be built on a foundation I laid carefully in both of you. During all the years you thought I was doing nothing at all. So before I go deeper, answer me where it can be seen. In the comments below, type, "I recognize your voice, my Father." Say it because your spirit knew this was me before your mind could form the words. Before you go any further, stay close to me. If my voice is reaching you right now, follow this channel and turn on the reminder, so that when I speak again, you will not miss the moment. You have waited too long to walk away right when I am beginning to answer. Now, let me speak to the wound you have carried in silence, my child. The belief that you are too much. Somewhere along the way, someone made you feel that your depth was a burden, that you loved too hard, felt too deeply, wanted too much honesty, needed too much realness, and so you learned to shrink. You learned to offer people the smaller, safer version of yourself, the one that would not scare anyone away. Let me tell you the truth about that. The ones who pulled back from you did not pull back because you were too much. They pulled back because they could not hold what you carry, my beloved. Your depth was never the problem, their capacity was. I did not make you shallow, and I will not send you someone who needs you shallow to feel comfortable. I am sending someone with the strength to meet your depth, not flee from it. Think about it this way, my child. You would not blame the ocean for being too deep for someone who only ever learned to wade in the shallows. The depth is not the flaw. The shallowness is the limitation. The ones who called you too intense, too emotional, too honest, too much, were describing their own inability to swim, not your defect for being deep water. I made some of my children like still ponds and some like vast seas, and I do not send a person built for the shallows to steward an ocean. I send someone who has learned to swim, someone who will not be frightened by your depth but drawn to it, someone who has been prepared to treasure exactly the thing that others could not handle. So stop apologizing for the size of your heart, my beloved. Stop trimming yourself down to fit the comfort of people who were never assigned to you. Every time you shrank to keep someone who was only ever passing through, you dishonored the very design I gave you. I did not make you small, and I will not ask you to become small to be loved, my child. The right person will not need you diminished. They will need you whole. And a love that requires you to disappear was never love at all. It was just a cage that learned to speak gently. You are not too much, my child. You are set apart, and there is a difference between being rejected and being reserved. A cheap thing sits on the shelf where anyone can grab it. A treasure is kept back, guarded, given only into the right hands at the right time. You have felt passed over, but you were being reserved. As it is written in Proverbs 18 verse 22, "Whoever finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from me." Notice that word, finds the right person, does not stumble onto you by accident. They are led to you by my hand in my time, when both of you are ready to receive what the other carries. So declare the truth over yourself, my beloved. In the comments type, "I am not too much. I am set apart." Say it until the old lie has nowhere left to sit. If this message is stirring something in your heart, you can sow a seed of faith today as an act of trust as you wait for the one meant for you. It is not about the amount. It is about the declaration that you believe God is already moving on your behalf. You can sow your seed through the link in the description below. Let it be your way of saying, "I trust the timing, and I am ready to receive what has been prepared for me." Let me tell you what I have been doing while you waited, my beloved, because you thought nothing was happening, and everything was happening. I have not only been preparing you, I have been preparing them. In the same seasons you were being refined, they were being refined. In the same years you were learning to trust me, they were being taught to be trustworthy. I have been healing the wounds in them that would have caused them to wound you. I have been removing the pride that would have competed with you, the fear that would have run from you, the immaturity that would have mishandled what I am placing in their care. I do not hand my daughters and sons to people who are not ready. I finish the preparing before I make the introducing. Consider how I did it for Isaac, my child. He did not go searching frantically through every town for a wife. He waited in the field, and I moved the whole story from a distance, stirring a servant, guiding a journey, arranging a well, until Rebekah arrived at exactly the appointed time. Isaac did not chase her down. He lifted up his eyes, and she was there, brought to him by a hand he could not see working the entire time he waited. That is how I move, my beloved. While you feel like nothing is happening, I am stirring circumstance, redirecting steps, arranging the meeting that will one day feel like the most natural thing in the world, though it was orchestrated from heaven long before either of you understood. And consider Ruth, who did not manipulate or chase or force Boaz to notice her. She simply walked in faithfulness and integrity, staying in the place I had positioned her, doing the next right thing, and at the appointed moment I opened a door of redemption that no scheming could have opened. She was not passive. She was faithful. And faithfulness in the waiting is not the same as sitting in despair. It is trusting that the God who sees you in the field is already moving the pieces you cannot see. So keep living, my child, keep growing. Beloved, keep becoming the person the promise requires, and trust that while you tend your own field faithfully, I am guiding someone toward it. And do not waste this waiting season, my beloved, because it is not empty time. It is the most important preparation of your life. Use it to become whole. Let me heal the wounds you have been carrying, the ones from your childhood, from old betrayals, from the love that was withheld when you needed it most, so that you do not carry that brokenness into the union. I am preparing and hand your future partner a wound to manage. Use this season to learn who you are apart from anyone else, to build a life that is already full, already meaningful, already at peace. Because the goal was never for someone to come and rescue you from an empty life. The goal is for two full lives to meet and become something even greater together. The healthier you become in the waiting, the healthier the love will be in the having. And let me be honest with you the way only a father can, my child. Some of the same patterns you keep praying against are patterns I want to heal in you before I bring the promise. Not to shame you, but to protect the very thing you are asking for. If you keep attracting the ones who cannot love you well, let me show you the door in your own heart they keep walking through, and let me close it. This is not me blaming you for your loneliness. It is me loving you enough to prepare you as carefully as I am preparing them, my child. I am not only bringing you the right person, I am making you ready to recognize them, to receive them, and to love them well when they come. And I have been guarding the connection itself, my child. There is an enemy who loves to send the counterfeit right before the real one arrives, hoping you will settle in your loneliness and fill the space I reserved. I have been standing between you and those counterfeits. Every time you felt a strange check in your spirit about someone, every time a door you wanted to walk through mysteriously would not open, that was not bad luck. That was me guarding the seat at your table that belongs to someone else. I would rather you feel the ache of the empty chair for a season than watch you give it away to the wrong person for a lifetime. Let me tell you why the check in your spirit matters so much, my beloved. I gave you discernment as a gift, not to make you suspicious, but to protect the sacred thing I am building. When you met someone who looked right on the surface but left your spirit uneasy, that uneasiness was not you sabotaging your own happiness. It was me speaking, my beloved. I was saying, not this one. Keep walking. The one I have for you will not require you to silence the very discernment I placed in you to keep you safe. So do not override that inner check just because the loneliness is loud. The ache in your heart is real, but the ache is not a good enough reason to unlock a door I sealed. Trust the quiet, know I place in you as much as you trust the peace I give. Both are me guarding your future. And know this, my child. The counterfeit always arrives with urgency, because it cannot survive your discernment for long. It pressures, it rushes, it says you must decide now. You must not lose this chance. There will never be another. But what is truly from me can bear the weight of patience, my child. The right one will still be right after you have prayed about it, waited on it, and watched it prove itself over time. Anything that demands you skip the testing is afraid of the testing, so never let urgency talk you out of discernment. My beloved, the promise is not in a hurry because the promise is sure. Take a breath now, and let me confirm this over your body. You may feel a warmth beginning to settle across your chest. You may notice your shoulders lowering, releasing a tension you have carried so long you forgot it was there. You may feel a breath leaving you that you did not know you were holding. That is not your imagination, my child. That is my spirit telling your heart it is safe to hope again. The waiting was not wasted. My beloved, it was working. If no one has told you this in a long time, my daughter, let it be my voice that says it. I am proud of you. I am proud of the way you kept your heart soft in a world that kept giving you reasons to let it turn hard. I am proud that after every disappointment you did not close the door on love completely, even when it would have been easier to. I am proud that you kept believing in something good for yourself, even in the years the evidence seemed to argue against it. That soft, hopeful heart of yours is not naive, my beloved. It is brave, and I am about to honor that bravery with a love worthy of it. You learned to protect yourself, my child, and I understand why. Every time you opened your heart and it was mishandled, you built the walls a little higher, promised yourself you would not be that vulnerable again. But hear me gently. I am not asking you to tear the walls down for just anyone. I am asking you to trust that when the right one comes, brought by my hand and proven over time, it will be safe to lower them. You will not have to force that trust. It will grow naturally in the presence of someone who keeps proving, day after day, that your heart is safe with them. That is how you will know, my child. Not by a dramatic feeling, but by the quiet, growing safety of a heart that finally stops bracing for the next wound. So receive what I am preparing. In the comments type, I receive the love you are preparing for me, not with striving, my beloved, with trust, my child. Do not walk this road alone. Follow this channel and join the ones who have kept their hearts open to me. Every time you return here, you are saying yes to me again, and I honor every heart that stays. Now I must tell you the hardest and most freeing thing, my beloved, and I need you to receive it fully. Stop chasing. I know how tempting it is when your heart is lonely to run after the person who is only half interested, to overgive to the one who underinvests, to convince and pursue, and prove yourself to someone who keeps you at arm's length. Hear me, you were never meant to beg for a seat at a table I did not set for you. The one I am preparing will not need to be chased, convinced, or persuaded to see your worth when they come. They will come with clarity. They will not keep you guessing. They will not make you audition for a love that should have been freely given. If someone requires you to shrink, to wait endlessly in confusion, to prove that you are worth choosing, that is not the one I am sending, my child. That is a counterfeit wearing the face of the promise. Let me free you from the exhaustion of pursuing, because you have spent yourself on it for too long. You have been the one who texts first and waits, who over-explains, who accepts the crumbs and calls it a meal, who keeps lowering the bar hoping someone will finally step over it and choose you. And every time, it left you more empty than before, because you cannot earn a love that was never freely given. Love that must be chased is not love. It is a performance you are exhausting yourself to sustain, and the moment you stop performing, it disappears. That was never my design for you. I did not create you to audition endlessly for a seat at someone's table. I created you to be sought, to be chosen, to be pursued with intention by someone who knows your worth without you having to keep proving it. So rest, my beloved. Put down the striving. The one I am preparing will not require the exhausting chase. They will do the pursuing, because a person led by me toward you will recognize the treasure and move toward it with clarity, not confusion. Your job was never to convince someone to love you. Your job is to become whole in me and to keep your standard high while I bring the one who has been prepared to honor it. The most attractive thing you can do in this season is not to chase harder, my child. It is to stand still in your worth and let the right one find you already at peace, and do not settle out of loneliness. This is where so many of my children stumble. The wait grows long, the ache grows loud, and the temptation rises to take the good enough instead of holding out for the God-ordained. But settling is not the same as receiving. When you settle, you close the door I was about to open. You fill the reserved seat with the wrong person, and then wonder why the peace never comes. I am asking you to trust me enough to keep the seat empty until I fill it. A season of holy singleness is far better than a lifetime bound to the wrong soul. Do not trade the promise for the counterfeit just because the counterfeit arrived first. So take ownership of your standard. In the comments, type, "I will not settle for less than what you promised." Say it in faith, my beloved, and mean it. And if your heart feels full right now, Think of someone else who needs to hear these words. You can sow a seed in their name through the link in the description below, as a prayer that this same peace finds them. When you give in faith for another, you plant something that God multiplies back into your own life. Now let me speak plainly about what I am removing from your path, and hear the difference between my justice and any bitterness your own heart could hold. There have been people sent into your life not to love you, but to delay you. Some came to waste your time, to occupy the season, to keep you distracted and attached so that you would not be free when the real one arrived. Some came pretending interest they never intended to honor, feeding on your attention, taking your softness and giving nothing back. I saw every one of them. I am not asking you to hate them. I am telling you what I have already done as your defender. I am removing them. The connections that were quietly draining you are being severed. The one who kept you waiting in confusion is being moved out of the way. The counterfeit that arrived to steal the reserved seat is being exposed for what it always was. As it is written in Isaiah 43 verse 19, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in your wilderness and streams in your desert. And what looked like your loneliness will be revealed as my clearing of the ground, so that when the right one comes, there is nothing left in the way. You will not have to expose anyone or confront anyone. My hand does the removing. Your only task is to let go of what I am already lifting out of your hands and to keep the seat empty for the one worth waiting for. There is a mercy in the removing that the world will never understand. What feels like loss right now is protection wearing a painful disguise. The relationship that ended before it should have, the one who walked away, the connection that faded without explanation, you grieved those as failures. But some of them were rescues. I closed those doors not to deprive you, but to keep you free for the one I am bringing. A field cannot receive good seed while it is still choked with weeds, so the clearing must come before the planting. That is what this season has been. Not the death of your hope, but the clearing of the ground, so that when the true seed is planted, there is nothing left to strangle it before it can grow. And to the ones who took from you and gave nothing back, who wasted your seasons and mishandled your heart, I have not been blind. I keep a perfect record. You do not have to chase them for an apology or wait for them to understand what they cost you. I am the God who settles accounts my own way in my own time. What they sowed, they will reap, and what they stole from you, I am more than able to restore, not in the same broken form, but multiplied and made whole. So release them entirely. Do not carry them one more mile. The hands that stay clenched around old wounds cannot open to receive a new love. Let go, and let me be the one who deals with what was done to you. So plant your feet and declare it. In the comments type, "What was sent to waste my time will not stand." Say it like a child who finally knows their father is clearing the way. You have stayed this far because your spirit recognizes the truth, my beloved. If you want to agree with what God is doing in your life, you can sow a seed of faith as a sign of that agreement. This is not a payment. It is a declaration. The link is in the description below, and every seed sown in faith is a heart saying yes to the blessing already in motion. Now let me tell you what the right one will be like, my beloved, so you will recognize the real when it arrives and not mistake it for the counterfeit you were used to. The one I am preparing will feel like peace, not like anxiety. You will not lie awake wondering where you stand, because they will make it clear. They will not require you to become smaller to be loved. They will call the fullness of you into the light and celebrate what others were threatened by. They will be a partner in prayer, an ally in your purpose, a covering and not a competition. Let me paint it more clearly for you, my beloved, so you will not settle for a cheap imitation of it. The one I am preparing will not love you only on the easy days. They will stay through the seasons that test a bond, because their love is rooted in commitment and not merely in feeling. They will not weaponize your vulnerabilities the moment they are angry. They will not disappear when you are struggling and return when it is convenient. They will not keep one foot out the door as an escape plan. When they choose you, they will choose you fully, the way I choose my children, with a love that does not flinch when the storms come. That is the standard I am asking you to hold, and it is not too high. It is simply the love I always intended for you, The love you were taught by disappointment to stop believing was possible. And they will make you more yourself, not less, my child. The wrong love asks you to shrink, to perform, to become a version of yourself that keeps the peace at the cost of your soul. The right love calls the truest you into the light and delights in it. You will feel more free around them, not more guarded, more at home in your own skin, not more anxious. That is one of the surest signs of a love that is from me. It does not diminish you to make itself comfortable. It expands you, celebrates you, and makes you braver than you were before it arrived. When you finally feel that, my beloved, you will understand why I never let you settle for anything less. As it is written in Ecclesiastes 4 verse 9 through 12, two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. If either of them falls, one will lift up the other, and a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. That is the love I am preparing, my child. A threefold cord, you and them and me woven together. A bond that the storms cannot easily break, because I am the 3rd strand holding it. This love will not complete you, because I did not make you incomplete. It will complement you, 2 whole people, each already made whole in me, choosing to build something greater together than either could build alone. That is my design, and it is worth every day of the wait, my child. So do not grow weary, and do not abandon yourself in the waiting. Do not lose your peace, your standard, or your worth chasing a lesser version of the promise. The one who is worth having is worth waiting for. And when this love comes, my beloved, it will carry weight, not because it is heavy, but because it is real. As it is written in Song of Solomon 8 verse 6 and 7, set me as a seal upon your heart. For love is as strong as death, and many waters cannot quench love. Neither can the floods drown it. That is not the flimsy, convenient affection the world settles for. The kind that leaves the moment things get hard. That is a love with roots. A love that holds through storms. A love strong enough to bear the weight of a whole life. I am not preparing you a passing romance. I am preparing you a covenant, a bond sealed with faithfulness, the kind that only deepens when the seasons change. Do not settle for the shallow imitation of that, my child, when I am preparing you the real and lasting thing, and hear my promise over the whole of it. My beloved, as it is written in Jeremiah 29 verse 11, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Your future includes this, my beloved. My plans for you were never a life of loneliness disguised as strength. I am not the author of your isolation. I am the author of your hope. So when the wait feels long, do not read the delay as denial. Read it as preparation. The longer I take to build something, the longer I intend for it to last. I am not slow, my child. I am thorough. And what I am building for you is meant to stand, so claim it in faith. In the comments, type, the one you prepared is worth the wait. And I claim it, declare it before you see them. Because faith is how you take hold of what I have already set in motion. What you have heard today is only the beginning. There is more I want to show you in the days ahead. Follow this channel so you can walk the rest of this journey with me, because I am not finished speaking over your life. My child, I want to make a covenant with you now, and I want you to speak it back to me out loud where you are. Do not only read it, let it leave your mouth, because the covenant becomes real when your own voice agrees with mine. Say it with me, Father. I release the timeline to you. I will not chase what is not mine, and I will not settle for less than what you promised. I trust that the one you are preparing is worth the wait, and I trust that you are preparing me too. I am not too much. I am set apart, and I will keep the seat at my table for the one you send. My beloved, if you spoke that, even in a whisper, something just shifted in the unseen. A weight of loneliness and self-doubt just came loose. As the ache eases, my peace moves into the room like warmth and light. That covenant does not stay in this room, my child. It walks out with you into every lonely evening still ahead, and it changes how you carry them. The one who opened this message was aching and afraid the love might never come. The one who walks away knows they are set apart, guarded, and being prepared, and knows their Father is already moving on the other side of the silence. That is not a small change, my beloved. That is the difference between waiting in anxiety and waiting in peace, between a heart that begs and a heart that trusts. My child, you will still have quiet nights, but now you will know that the quiet is not emptiness. It is the sound of me working on something you cannot yet see. And carry this with you, my child, into every moment the loneliness tries to lie to you again. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not the one exception to my faithfulness. The same God who has kept every promise he ever made is keeping this one too. So when the doubt rises, return to what I told you tonight, speak the covenant again, and let the peace that is settling over you right now become the atmosphere you live in while you wait. Not the fragile calm the world offers, but the deep, unshakable rest of a soul that finally believes its Father is good and its future is secure. So release the timeline into my hands in the comments. Type, I release the timeline to you. Let your trust be recorded where the darkness can read it. Now let me prepare you for the days ahead, my child, because the enemy does not surrender a soul quietly, beloved. When your hope begins to rise, he will send a thought, and the thought will say, nothing is ever going to change. You got your hopes up for nothing. You will be alone forever. When that voice comes, and it will come, remember this. The arrival of that doubt is not proof that the word was empty. It is proof that it was real, because he does not fight to steal what is worthless. And he has a second trap, my beloved. Right when you are learning to wait well, he may send back an old face, a familiar counterfeit, someone from your past dressed up in new promises, hoping you will grow tired of the empty chair and fill it with what I already removed. Do not open that door again. What I walked you out of, I walked you out of, for a reason. Test what comes by its peace and by its fruit. What is from me will carry peace, even when it carries a weight, my child. What is from him will carry pressure, even when it looks like the answer to your loneliness. And there is one more lie I want you armed against, my child, because it is the loudest one in the lonely hours. It is the whisper that says your window is closing, that you are running out of time, that everyone your age has already found their person, and you have been left behind. That fear has pushed many of my children to grab the wrong hand simply because it was the hand that was there. Do not let it push you. I am not bound by the timelines the world panics over. I opened Sarah's womb long after the world declared it impossible. I have written beautiful beginnings into what everyone else called too late. Your age is not a disqualification. Your past is not a disqualification. And the time you have already waited is not evidence that it will never come. It is often the very setup for a story so clearly mine that no one will be able to explain it except to say that I did it. So refuse the panic, my beloved. Panic is the counterfeit's best friend, because a heart in a hurry stops listening to discernment. Peace is the atmosphere I move in. When you feel the pressure to rush, to settle, to force something before it's time, recognize that pressure is coming from the enemy of your promise, not from me. I never lead by panic, my beloved. I lead by peace. So slow your heart, breathe, and trust the timing of the one who has never once been late to keep a promise he made. And guard your heart against the bitterness that long waiting can breed, my child, because that is the enemy's quietest weapon of all. When a longing goes unmet for years, a hardness can begin to grow around the heart, a voice that says love is not real, that everyone eventually leaves, that it is safer to expect nothing, so you can never be disappointed again. Do not let that voice win. A bitter heart cannot receive a tender love. If you let the waiting turn you cold, you will build the very walls that keep the promise out. So let me keep your heart soft, my beloved, even here, even now. Let me heal the disappointment before it calcifies into cynicism. The softness you have fought to keep is not foolishness. It is the very thing that qualifies you to receive what I am bringing. Protect it. It is your treasure, and it is the doorway through which your promise will one day walk. And when the doubt says, look how long it has already been, answer it with this, my child. The length of my silence has never been a measure of my love. I was silent with Abraham and Sarah for decades, and then I laughed with them over a child everyone said was impossible. I was silent through the long years Hannah wept, and then I gave her a son who changed a nation. I am not a God who forgets. I am a God who prepares. and preparation takes exactly as long as it takes to make the blessing unbreakable. Your wait is not evidence against my faithfulness. When the promise finally arrives, it will be the loudest proof of it that your life has ever seen. So release the old counterfeits for good. In the comments type, "I release every counterfeit I settled for before," and feel your hands open, my beloved. Feel the lightness where the longing used to grip. And because you did not skip this, my child, because you did not scroll past, because you stayed through the ache and the promise and the truth, and let me reach the deepest place in you, watch for the confirmations that follow. In the coming days, you will feel a peace settle over an area that used to fill you with anxiety. A door you have been striving at will quietly close, and you will feel relief instead of loss. A new sense of your own worth will rise in you, and you will find you no longer beg for scraps of attention you once chased. Do not explain these away, my beloved. They are the evidence that I am at work, clearing the ground and preparing the way, exactly as I said. And when the one I have prepared finally arrives, my child, you will understand every day of the wait. You will look back at the doors that closed and thank me that they did. You will look at the counterfeits you almost settled for and tremble at how close you came and how faithfully I kept you. You will realize that the loneliness was never me forgetting you. It was me writing a love story careful enough to be worth the telling, and you will become, for someone else who is still waiting in their own lonely season, living proof that I do not forget the longings of my children. Your testimony will be the very thing I use to keep the next weary heart from settling. That is why I am doing it this way, my beloved, not only to give you love, but to make your life a witness that the God who prepares is a God who can be trusted with the deepest desire of a human heart. So do not despise how quietly it may begin. My child, the most enduring loves rarely start with fireworks. They often begin as a quiet peace, a strange sense of safety, a connection that grows steadier the longer it is tested. Do not expect the storm you were taught to call passion. Expect the calm you were taught to overlook. What I build to last does not need to announce itself with chaos, my beloved. It arrives like a sunrise, gentle and certain, and it stays. My child, before the final blessing is spoken over you, hear me say it one last time. You are not too late. You are not too much. You are not forgotten in some corner while love passes you by. You are set apart, guarded, and being prepared for a love that reflects my own faithfulness. And let me leave you with the deepest truth of all. My child, the one that must come before any human love ever reaches you. You were never meant to find your whole worth in another person, because no person was ever designed to carry the weight only I can hold. Even the love I am preparing, as beautiful and real as it will be, was never meant to be your savior. It will be a gift, not a god. So while you wait, let me fill the deepest place first. Let me be the love that steadies you when no human arms are there yet. Let me be the one who tells you that you are enough on the nights the silence is loud. Because a soul that is already secure in my love does not enter a relationship starving. It enters full, and it loves from overflow instead of from lack. The most important love story of your life is the one already unfolding between you and me, and every other love will only ever be as healthy as that one is first. When you are rooted there, my beloved, you become unshakable. The waiting no longer terrifies you, because your peace was never resting on whether the person arrives tomorrow or next year. Your peace rests on the one who has never left and never will. And out of that security, when the right one finally comes, you will not cling to them in fear or lose yourself in them out of need. You will simply share the fullness you already have. That is the love I am preparing you for and preparing you to give. So keep the seat empty. Keep your worth intact. Keep your eyes on me and not on the clock. And so that heaven has your final yes. Type one last word in the comments. Type Amen. Let it be your seal, your testimony that you were here, that you heard my voice, and that you believe the one I prepared is already on the way. As we come to the end, hold in your heart the one thing you are believing for right now. If you feel led, you can sow a final seed of faith for that very thing through the link in the description below. Do it not out of pressure, but out of trust, knowing that God honors every faithful heart. And whether you sow or simply stay, may peace cover you. May every door meant for you open, and may you walk fully into the miracle that has already begun. Amen.